Taurus, put everything aside. This message isn't just another forecast, it's an urgent summons from destiny itself, meant personally for you. Mark this date, September 22nd, 2025. On this day, your patron Venus enters a rare resonance with Uranus, the revolutionary planet. This isn't merely an astrological aspect, it's a celestial decree for your awakening. Higher powers are preparing a surgically precise intervention to extract you from your comfortable yet stifling routine. And the reason is astounding. The universe sees potential in you that you've ceased to notice yourself. An event is coming that will force you to truly live. Admit it, Taurus, your soul right now is fertile ground left fallow for too long. The soil of your existence has hardened, covered by a network of tiny cracks of habit. You've built an indestructible fortress of material comfort, but its reliable walls have become a prison for your spirit. Each day has become a flawless, yet lifeless duplicate of yesterday. And somewhere deep within you, a dull, unconscious rebellion against this gilded cage of stability is brewing. A silent cry for genuine change. And that cry will be heard because on September 22nd, an inexorable cosmic law takes effect. It states, persistence that has turned into stubbornness is a betrayal of your own gift. The universe intervenes for one reason only. Your great purpose is not to guard what you've accumulated, but to be a channel of earthly abundance, to create, not to preserve. The Venus-Uranus resonance is an emergency measure to wrench false values from your hands and make you remember that your greatest treasure is the ability to create, not just to possess. This powerful jolt from Uranus will materialize as a single piece of news, a single glance, or one line on your phone screen. It could be news about the fate of a project you considered your main support, or a chance encounter with someone whose very existence will refute all your life principles. Don't look for signs in the sky, look for them in the mundane. The cosmic impulse will be disguised as an everyday occurrence, but its effect will be like a lightning strike to the foundation of your world. From this second on, ignoring the cracks in the walls of your personal fortress will become impossible. And then, in the deafening silence after this external jolt, the main event will occur. Inside you, with a thunderous crash, not a wall will fall, but an illusion. You will suddenly see your entire life clearly, not as a safe haven, but as an artfully decorated mausoleum of frozen achievements. And in this ringing emptiness, the only correct, merciless verdict will be born within you. Enough. This will not be an emotion of despair. It will be the cold fury of an awakened creator, realizing that their greatest masterpiece, their own life, is gathering dust. Your soul will demand not security, but authenticity. Recall all the battles you seemingly lost in recent years. Remember the devalued work, the disappointments in people, all the energy that went to waste. Did you think it was just a string of bad luck? No. This was a meticulous calibration of your soul. The universe saw you losing strength and intentionally loosened the chains that bound you to false values. Every project that reached a dead end, every hope that turned to dust, was not a loss, but a painful yet precise surgical removal of what was hindering your true growth. Your recent pain is not the scars of defeat, but fuel for your impending ascent. And here is the great promise for which this entire celestial operation is being undertaken. Your true, almost magical power over matter will be returned to you. The power not to hold on to, but to magnetize abundance into your life. You will regain the right to be not just a consumer of blessings, but their living source, a portal through which true beauty and harmony enter this world. It is for this reason that Uranus will hack into your security system, so you finally remember that your destiny is to create, not just to possess. This is not just a change of course, this is your coronation, delayed for too long, and the universe is no longer willing to wait. But be on guard, Taurus. At moment X, your main enemy is not an external threat, but your own instinct for self-preservation, honed over centuries. It will whisper 1,000 reasonable arguments in your ear. Wait it out, don't make sudden moves, it's too risky. Your mind will demand proof, your body, familiar peace. This internal guardian of order will try to convince you that the cosmic jolt is just an annoying hindrance, a temporary glitch that you just need to endure. This will be the greatest temptation, to trade the promised crown for the familiar yet rusted chair of a keeper. To overcome this internal saboteur, the universe bestows upon you a new title. You are the alchemist of reality. Your mission is not to destroy the old world, but to transmute it, turning the lead of stagnation into the pure gold of opportunity. Your true strength is not inert stubbornness, but the sacred right to give matter any form dictated by your awakened will. Embrace this archetype, and the fear of risk will evaporate, giving way to the sacred thrill of the great experimenter, for whom any change is merely a new ingredient for the main creation. And then, in the deafening silence of your resolve, you will perform this quiet ritual, not for the world, but for yourself. With a single flick of your finger, you will delete the file containing the plan that seemed to be your only anchor. Or with one brief call, you will decline an offer that, just yesterday, was synonymous with security. This gesture, unnoticed by all, will be your personal crossing of the Rubicon. You won't just burn the bridge to the past, you'll blow it up, so the temptation to return is destroyed forever. Your first act of creating a new reality is complete. This act of will immediately cause seismic shifts in three main spheres of your reality. On the mountain of career, you will see that the peak you so stubbornly ascended is the crater of a dormant volcano. In the temple of relationships, you will have to conduct an audit and distinguish living allies from the stone idols you worshipped out of habit. And in the treasury of finances, all your locks will be broken, so you understand, money is not a treasure to be guarded, but energy to be orchestrated. Each of these arenas will demand an immediate and irreversible choice from you. It is on the mountain of career that the illusion of stability will be the first to evaporate. Your years of work will turn out to be an investment, not in solid rock, but in a facade ready to collapse at the first gust of wind. Do not try to prop it up with your legendary persistence. That is a trap for your energy. Your true strength now lies in earthly wisdom. Use your innate practicality to unemotionally separate valuable resources from the dust of collapsed ambitions. Your mission is not to save the facade, but to descend to the base and, from the strongest material remaining in your hands, lay the foundation for a new, authentic endeavor. This is not a defeat, but a wise change of location. But a far harsher test awaits you in the temple of relationships, for here your main enemy is your own virtue, loyalty. The cosmic discharge of Uranus will illuminate a terrible truth. Some people in your circle are no longer living allies, but merely habitual stone effigies draining your energy. Your strategy is not emotions, but a ruthless audit. Ask yourself one single question about each close person. Does this union nourish me or deplete me? The answer will come not from your mind, but from your body, as a feeling of heaviness or lightness. And your duty as an alchemist is not to revive stone, but to direct all your energy toward those who can flourish beside you. But the most merciless blow of fate awaits you in the treasury, for it targets the very dogma of accumulation. You will realize with horror that your financial reserves are not a safety net, but a tombstone crushing the flow of money. And your only saving maneuver will sound like heresy. Perform an act of sacred loss. Deliberately direct a significant resource where there are no guarantees of return. This is not madness. This is a sacrifice of the golden calf on the altar of the future. A ritual gesture that will prove to the universe that you are ready to become not a reservoir, but a full-flowing river of abundance. But in the midst of these three fiery trials, when it seems that the ground is slipping from beneath your feet, a guide will enter your life. This will not be a wise gray-haired mentor, but a mirror person whose inner freedom will be both a reproach and a permission for you. This ally is not a coincidence, but a precise answer from the heavens to your manifested will. They will materialize exactly at the moment you prove you are ready to accept not a lifebuoy, but a tool for independent swimming. They will not give you ready-made solutions, but will hand you a key that unlocks access to your own, previously blocked intuition. And here is the main covenant of your Venus, resounding through the Uranian thunder. From now on, your only criterion for truth is resonance. When engaging with any task, person, or resource, ask not, "What will I get from this?" but "What harmony can we create together?" This is your new compass, calibrated by the universe itself. It transforms any chaos into raw material for a masterpiece and any loss into the liberation of space for genuine beauty. Your value is no longer measured by what you've held on to, but only by what you are capable of bringing into this world. However, be wary, alchemist. As soon as your new compass begins to work, an ancient shadow will rise from the deepest depths of your being, the siren of inertia. Her song will be sweeter than honey and more treacherous than any enemy. She will whisper that true wisdom lies not in risky creation, but in the art of enjoying what has survived. She will offer you not to build a new temple, but merely to exquisitely arrange the fragments of the old one, turning the battlefield into a cozy, lived-in garden. This is the greatest temptation for Taurus, to replace the divine act of creation with the refined art of consumption, calling capitulation wisdom. It is at this moment, to lull your vigilance, that the universe will play a trick. Suddenly, everything will start to fall suspiciously smoothly into place. Several old projects that you decided merely to tidy up will suddenly bring easy profit. It will seem to you that you have found a brilliant compromise between the old and the new. Do not be deceived. This is not a gift from destiny, but its whispered control question: are you truly ready for greatness, or can you be bought by this small success? This is the last trap, set to separate the tourist from the true pioneer. And as soon as you reject this handout, the celestial game will move to a new level. On the night of October 3rd, under the blade of the full moon in Aries, your forced initiation will occur. The universe will, with a single movement, revoke your right to error and the possibility of retreat. From now on, every action you take is not a trial, but a final choice, searing its mark into the fabric of reality. This is the moment when the safety net beneath you burns to ashes, and a leap into the unknown becomes the only option for survival. The game of survival has given way to the game of world creation, where the price of losing is your own future. And here is the first payment that reality will immediately exact for your right to create. Your map of the future will be taken away. You will be deprived of your main, most precious currency, certainty. All your brilliant ability for long-term strategies, for moves calculated to the millimeter, will be forcibly reset. Your planning horizon will collapse to a single step, taken by feel, in a dense fog of uncertainty. This is a painful withdrawal for your mind, accustomed to operating with facts, not faith. You will have to sacrifice the comfort of knowing for the acquisition of the power of intuitive insight. It is in this suffocating gloom of disbelief that your mind, your old ally, will strike you in the back. It will present you with irrefutable proof of your madness, a ruined career, severed connections, squandered resources. The icy voice of logic will deliver its verdict. The experiment failed. You traded real gold for mystical nonsense. And for one terrible moment, you will believe it. This will be the absolute 0 point, the moment you realize you are a lone madman amidst the ruins you yourself created, betrayed by both the universe and yourself. At this very moment, Earth, your main sanctuary, slips from beneath your feet. You are left alone with the primal terror of destitution, not financial, but existential. This is not a test. This is the bottom, which was the goal of the entire journey. The universe forced you to lose everything so you could finally gain the only thing that matters. And here, in absolute emptiness, where there is nothing left to lose, you will for the first time grasp what cannot be taken from you, the core of your pure being, your unyielding will to live. Your fall is over. Welcome to reality. And in this void, at the very bottom of despair, a memory suddenly flares up. Not a thought, but a physical sensation, the very key that the mirror guide silently handed you. And an epiphany comes. It was not opening a door to the future, but a sluice to your inner center of gravity, to your inherent earthly wisdom, finally cleansed of the husk of fear and others' expectations. From this unshakable core, a new strategy is born. Not a map of the route, but an internal gyroscope. Stop searching for solid ground externally. Become that ground yourself. This is not a return of lost strength. This is your first true acquaintance with it. And instead of a panicked search for external support, you for the first time cast your inner gaze deep within yourself, into the silence of your newfound center. Here, in this primal stillness, the great hunt begins. But your goal is not to reclaim lost trophies. You are searching for what you have never seen but always subconsciously felt, the living vein of abundance. This is not a deposit that can be exhausted, but a pulsating flow of creative energy passing through the very fabric of being. Your mission is not to extract it, but to synchronize your heartbeat with it, becoming its earthly embodiment. And this synchronization is not a mystical ritual, but an act of supreme pragmatism. You begin to reassemble yourself, but according to a different divine blueprint. Every scar from past losses becomes not a reproach, but a load-bearing structure of your new self. The fear of uncertainty transmutes into the sacred thrill of a pioneer, and the terror of loneliness into the unbreakable power of self-sufficiency. You integrate all your wounds, turning them into armor, and all your ashes into fertile soil. You are no longer preparing for the final push. You yourself have become the point of support from which a new reality will begin to unfold. And here, on the threshold of your new world, you will be offered the last, most insidious choice. The first path, the path of the Master Restorer. The temptation to use your newfound power to recreate your old world, but now without a single flaw, reclaiming all that was lost with interest. This is the road of absolute control. The second path, the road of the gardener of creation. To renounce the right to revenge and direct all your strength not to restoration, but to cultivation. To plant a seed in barren soil, demanding no guarantees of harvest. This is an act of pure trust. The universe will hold its breath, awaiting your verdict. Will you become the impeccable keeper of your past, or the living source of an unpredictable future? And the ghost of the Master Restorer unfolds before your mind's eye blueprints of impeccable revenge, to reclaim everything that was taken and erect an indestructible citadel on the ruins. But you look through this mirage and see in it merely a new gilded prison for your spirit. And then you do the unthinkable. You bless your losses. You do not curse the emptiness, but acknowledge it as sacred ground. In this moment, your greatest fear, the fear of destitution, evaporates, because you have realized true wealth is not in what you possess, but in what you can grow anew. And in this moment, an alchemical miracle occurs. Your aura changes its polarity. From a magnet desperately clinging to matter, you transform into a living source, radiating calm confidence. You gain freedom from Taurus's main bondage, the fear of loss, for you cannot lose what you essentially are. Your strength is no longer in the thickness of walls, but in the depth of roots, reaching into the very core of being. You are no longer the anxious owner of a garden, you are the garden itself, where, by divine right and without any effort, everything your pure intention touches blossoms. You haven't gained more than you had. You have become the very essence of abundance, and the world, once deaf to your plans, suddenly turns its face to you. The great hunt for resources is over forever, for now you are a beacon to which they are drawn. You no longer calculate steps, you feel them, like a root system feels water underground. Your day is now structured not around a to-do list, but around the question, what wants to be born through me today? And in this new reality, your main work is not to act, but to be, allowing the universe to create through you. Your life ceases to be a project to be completed and becomes a flow you trust. And here is your new creed, etched not in stone, but in the very core of your being. My existence is my abundance. This is no longer a goal to strive for, but your new, undeniable physiology. But do not be deceived by the ensuing calm, Taurus. Achieving the status of a living source is not the end of the story, but merely the right to participate in a game of a completely different, divine order. For now that the universe is convinced of your strength, it is preparing to entrust you not just with resources, but with an entire world desperately needing a wise gardener. Your great awakening was merely a prologue. The real work is just beginning.